Welcome back to the Martian. We're here surviving on Mars, and this is our terraformer world. So what we initially want to do is surviving, but then we decided it would be great if we could actually make Mars our home. So that was what we were trying to do, until I realized that with the current state of the game that was not possible. I should have done a bit more research, I guess, but yeah, that's that. So, what we now did is something idiotic. We loaded an old version of the game, the all-terrain version, and I spent way too much time to make the mod functional again. And we moved our base to the new world. So that was a great way to spend my time, but it worked. So that's the important bit. So that makes it worth it, actually. So let me give you a tour of the base. This is something we still have to do. This is where we had our wind tower. So the windmills, wind turbines, I guess, didn't get transferred yet. So that's something we will do. Solar panels are working, it looks like. So they have like a sensor, then hidden beneath the sand. Looks like some deserted base. Should actually be a logic circuit. It looks like it's semi-functional. It's missing something. Check out if we can quickly fix that. Daylight sensor. Oh, that's it. That's all it needed. Alright. It was an easy fix. Right, so this is a script. It uses a script. I put it in some description, but it's in the workshop. I'm not sure if it was Elmo. I think it was Inu or something. But I will put it again in the description, because I didn't write the script. And then we have the main base, which is connected to our greenhouse. So that's right here. All our machines are not yet constructed, so we should do that. I moved it. Well, I moved most things by scripting, and well, that works fine for like iron frames and stuff. There are some things that don't really like to be moved, such as these machines, especially not if there's a bunch of ores inside, because everything is cross-referenced to each other and makes it real difficult to transfer, as there's no real safe transfer system anyway. But yeah, we got most of our stuff back, and then I dug out a little bit of underground. But yeah, the base gets transferred in the world, so everything is still covered in dirt. But we got our batteries right here. We got our generator. Got a fridge with some eggs. Should still be relatively fine. Should do some more digging because this looks like crap. But well, then we got our water heater system, which worked a little bit too well. So the water is now 40 degrees, which is not ideal, but I guess apparently our plants are fine. And then here we have some oxygen system. So it takes out oxygen from the base in case the pressure is too high, and then it filters back pure oxygen, which is a great way to fill your oxygen bottles, because that's what we need. And every surplus is stored in this tank over here, which at the moment is empty. Might have to do something with this thing is turned off. Can we switch it on? There we go. That's a good check also. Guess that also solves our problem that this is not working anymore. Because it should now. Yeah, there it goes. Automatically fix the pressure in the base. So one of the safety checks is actually that if the pressure in either, well, not this pipe actually, in this pipe gets too high, then the system will shut off. Otherwise you will create an explosion. And this is something that should then automatically filter off gas in case the pressure is too high. So this is called a back pressure regulator. If pressure exceeds certain value, this will open. But only if the thing is turned on, of course. And then the tank now holds some oxygen that's a surplus. And every other oxygen is filtered back to the base and fills up a gas canister upstairs, which is where we will be heading to right now. So I think we fixed most checks here. There's a missing light, but that's also something we can arrange. Let's put on some music as well. And then we have our greenhouse, which should also still be functional. Speed up this bit. So this is the important bit, because we are growing plants here that are not yet dead. Nice, they're actually pretty happy. And the goal was that we would modify them so that they were able to grow in the Martian atmosphere. Now you might wonder, what is that atmosphere? Great question. We put it on screen here. So the pressure is 2.5. And at night I think it gets to -50 degrees. So that's a bit high, a bit low I guess. So we should selectively breed some plants that can survive that. Now, like I said, we started working in this save already for like 140 days. I actually didn't say that yet, but that's what we did. So I set the time to that in this new world, so that we kind of continue, even though we just transferred everything to make the Terraformer mod working again. And what I also did is, well, I didn't transfer all the plants we had, so this is just plain wheat, but I did transfer 2 of the strains that we already made. And let me tell you why that's important, because these went through like, I think 11 passages in order to get the following stats. So it was quite some work. I think that took at least like 80 in-game days or something to get that. And these plants, they can withstand -26 degrees and a growth pressure of 11 kilopascals. So this is both very low. The strain that we finally managed actually could go a little bit lower, like -34, but we will get there, so that's not a problem. It's just the transferring process is a bit more difficult than I would like. So let's stick one of those in the ground and see if we can keep that alive. It's in darkness, so that's already a great start. That's fine. Now you can see now the temperature dropping outside, and why it's important we get some plants that can manage that. But it looks like from this menu that the lowest they can grow in is -30. Which makes sense actually now that I think about it, because in the new edition of the game it's 37. So it looks like this is actually a percentage of that value. And the pressure in the new game is 0. So now all of a sudden it makes sense that these are shifted. Anyway, a little bit distracted. That's the botanical lab of our Martian world. This is where we would store a chicken if we had one. That's a reference to something you might know. But there's a bunch of food here already, it's just missing a chicken. We might try to get that chicken in there actually. Let's try that now, because we miss our chicken. We're a bit lonely now. Pressure is now fixing itself, that's quite cool. And this canister is not filling up yet. Is it? Ah, it is actually. Nice. We will get our laptop actually, because I realized something, that we can increase the pressure in the canister a little bit more. Alright, so let's get ourselves an egg, and how do we make those flares? Because that's my trick usually to raise temperature. Just iron. Oh, that seems very cheesy. Alright, so we should be constructing these things as well. First do the canister thing before I forget. And maybe take a light if we still have one. Yeah, we do have some. Yeah, so part of this is transferred from our old save. Also part is added by in-game modding. So in creative mode, which I of course switched off now. Just to get to the stage where we are now, so that we don't spend a lot of waste time, essentially. So this is a sensor, and I'm not sure if the chip still works. But it should essentially put on the light in case it senses that we're there. So that's probably... No, I don't know what this was supposed to do. Oh, it's the wrong way around. This is the reader. So it should probably read this. So if there's a person in the room, I want you to switch on the light. Is that now working? It doesn't look like it is. Well, that's fine. It's not the most important thing in the world. Is it, we should probably label this. Do we still have the labeler? No. It's gone. Not sure. It's not important. I just came here actually to change the small part of this script, the oxygen bit, where we want to import the script and set the pressure of the canister to 45, which should be fine without things exploding. So this is a pressure pump connected to the canister holder upstairs, and it will fill a bottle to like, well, maybe to 44. Forgot what the pressure was before things go wrong. It depends on the temperature, of course, so that's the tricky bit. But yeah, let's take you. So we have some more oxygens in our storage. We will also take this egg. And upstairs we will be working on getting the tool manufacturer kit going. And I guess all these others as well. So let's work on that. And then continue to the next bit. So we first get this base back up running, which is like 90% done. We need the last bits. And then we move to the other base, which is a deep miner setup over there. And the reason for that to be there is to do terraforming. Specifically to pump a lot of oxygen, no, CO2 in the atmosphere, which will act like a blanket. And well, you're all familiar with global warming, I guess. But on Mars that's actually a good thing, because we want this to create a bit nicer atmosphere for plants and for us. So the idea is that we pump a lot of CO2 in the atmosphere, just like the thing that happened like millions of years ago, or billions maybe. And when there's a lot of CO2, our plants will actually thrive, and they will increase the amount of O2 in the atmosphere when we are able to grow them outside. If we can reach that phase, I will be super happy. But let's see if that's actually possible. This is our little experiment. Right, let's get all these machines back up and running. We don't have any more cable coils, so I guess this is our priority. And this wants a cable coil. Right. So we'll steal some from here. Not sure what this connects to, probably to that machine actually. Plastic sheets, we have those, I guess. Yeah, we got like starter things. Our arch welder is done, is gone though, so that's a bit tricky. Alright, so this is working. So we ditched some copper. Oh, that's a lot of copper. Can we split that in some smaller stacks? $250? I said... Ah, because that's the last bit that was in there and we switched off the... Oh, I don't know why that happened actually. So it seems like we cheated in a bit too much copper, but well, it's not the goal of the game anymore. We did the survival bit of the beginning of the game, so now it's just focusing on the next phase. And this is the wrong device. This is an Atlas printer. I didn't pay attention there. Alright, let's repeat the trick. So this is then our electric printer. Sure, we will need this thing as well. Yeah, we'll try it again. We'll probably need some steel sheets. Well, let's do all of these then. We'll be a bit faster. And then it's the wires, which we don't have, so we will steal some from downstairs. We should just remember where we stole all these from. So I used R, the programming language, to change the game file, which was not a fun process, and it failed many times. But in the end we transferred the important bits, and I'm very happy that we did, because I was a little bit attached to our base. Probably shouldn't, but I was. And I think it still went faster than rebuilding the base, but who knows. Alright, you go printing some of those. As soon as we have 8, we will restore the power circuits. Seems like a smart idea, before we start cursing and not understanding why things are not working anymore. So yeah, the Terraformer mod was actually not broken, but it works with the old version of the game. So that's the all terrain version. You can, in Steam, select this old version to go back to. There's really no reason to do, apart from when you want to use real mods. They kind of gave up updating this mod for a good reason, which is that the game keeps changing the way it deals with gases and stuff like that. So it's impossible to update this game every week. Just, especially since nobody's paid for that, right? So you have to do it next to your own job, which is a bit much. So they kind of gave up for now until the game either implements an atmosphere mod itself, or when there's some sign that they will stop these changes for a while. I think this is Elmo's, together with some other person that did most of the work. I think you can stop for now. Alright, so we got our basic things back. Now, in our previous save we had some printer mods installed. So we'll just very lazily install those back. I don't think that's cheating. And what do we need for the arc welder? Because that's the thing I really want, to prevent making mistakes in the future. Steel, electrum, right. We have, the stacks are a bit too large actually, yeah, that's a little bit cheaty, but well. And also I need like a mining belt. Invar and solder. We did have all these alloys, so that's not cheating. But the quantity is a bit excessive. Mining belt. Can we make this one as well? I never tried that. No, we don't have the last bit. Constantin? Alright. Then we won't make that one. Mining belt. I don't know what happened to the original mining belt in this game, so it's gone. But we did have the arc welder, so that's why we want it again. Probably should stop carrying around so much crap. Alright, and now the, what was it again? The torch? Nope. Beacon? Flare. Flares. We want a bunch of those. Do they come in stacks or no? Alright, so we'll put this old welder outside for the wind to carry it away. A little bit of polluting the atmosphere, but that's fine. Because it contains a canister that will blow up and I will forget about it. In the other way, in the reverse order, so I will forget about it and then it will heat up and blow up. So that's something we don't want to do. That's why we have this lazy approach. Uniform contains these, that's fine. The mining belt should contain duct tape. Saves a bit of inventory. That's my alarm. Apologies for that. Then we should probably put like a battery inside this thing and we're good to go. Right, so let's see if we can fix our chicken problem. The lack of chicken. So for the egg to hatch, it needs to reach 35 temperature in your base and stay that way for quite a while. So that's the incubation temperature. Which we actually reached, which is strange because this should be temperature script that regulates it. But I guess for now we're fine that that's not working. So you can stay here in the chicken hatchery. So yeah, I guess we wait just a little bit. So this arc welder, does it actually heat the room? No. I cannot switch it on just by itself, which makes sense. Yeah, so I think this problem will solve itself. The real question is why the temperature regulation is not working, so we will look at that in case we want to quickly stabilize the temperature again. So this is a very simple script that's scrolled down. It uses a temperature sensor, an active vent, and just storage of temperature value. So what it will do is read the temperature in the base, start vent in the off position, and if the base temperature is bigger than a certain value, it will switch the vent on in this bit, go back to start, and switch the vent off again. But if it's not the case, if the temperature is already below that value, it will just sleep and go back. So that's the simplest loop you can make. And usually the thing that's going wrong is that we selected the wrong thing. But I think this time it was actually correct. It's the gas sensor that we want. Yeah. That's a little bit strange positioning. Might want to fix that. There's like an active vent, but it's behind there. Is there still room outside to change that? How do we reach it? Let's demolish this closet for a moment. And there's a storm outside, that's great. It will clean up the remaining mess. This is on. This is the air conditioning. Flow rate is outwards very limited. I think this is not connected. Can you stop for a minute before you blow something up? I think it's the piping that's a bit strange. So we might want to move that anyway. Ah, right, because there's no space here, right? No. But we can probably... Can we wire it like this? There's still this thing, which is also not ideal. I guess we could also move our closet a bit forward, which might make sense. Maybe we should do that. It's not a pretty solution, but it might work. It's not too bad, actually. In my opinion. That's right. Probably we shouldn't be going outside right now. How do we close our laptop? We don't. Alright, we have empty hands, that's the answer. My helmet is locked. Unlock helmet, right. So yeah, we will check the piping of this bit outside. That's probably going wrong. Got messed up in the transfer. We still have some food in these boxes. Homegrown, just another world. And that should be fine. I'm tempted to go outside. Should we? Alright, let's check it out. Close our helmet. That's an important bit of the whole process. Patience is not my strong suit. Talking about patience, the temperature is now dropping, right? It's also not ideal, but it's fine. Let's check it out. Ah, the storm is gone. Nice timing. So this bit is connected. And this bit as well. So I should probably explain what I'm talking about. You can use the jetpack. So this is the active vent from the outside now. And it has power. And this is the non-insulated pipe. That's important because that means any gas inside this tube will cool down because the Martian atmosphere is very cold. It's minus 36. Maybe that went a little bit fast. Minus 37. Then we have like a passive vent, so things will move through here. And I see what the problem is now. Right. There is no vent between these two rooms because that got deleted. So we'll fix that. It also means that our plants are being cooled down and there's some strange buildup of pressure, so we should probably fix that sooner rather than later. Is this the place where we make vent? Yeah. So 2 of those, please. The pressure is, we cannot read because we have our headlight on. It's a bit low. Not sure why that is the case actually. Hey Floody! No, this is just circulating air inside of the base. So there should be like a wall vent here. That was one of our tricks. So that should solve part of the problem. And there we have the pressure again. It's just because we closed this door and we forgot that thing existed. So things are looking a bit better already. Now we want to raise the temperature in the base just for Mr. Chicken. Horrible light. I think 1 flare will do it. This is the laziest way to heat your base. So of course it's our preferred way. I think it needs another one. What do you think? Probably, right? Nice of you to join again. How are you this day? So I did something stupid, Floody. I spent way too much time getting the Terraformer mod to work again. So I transferred the whole base to like an old world. And this time I think it actually works. So we are able to modify the atmosphere now. I will show you in a bit. Once we get this spooky light gone, and it's daylight again. So this is now indeed damaging. But we were just in time, so this one still survived. The problem with the terraforming mod is that it was designed on the all-terrain version of the game. So in order for it to work, you should at least downgrade to that version, which is possible through Steam, through the select beta section. So that's an easy fix. Problem is though that I started playing on the new world and you cannot transfer those saves back to here. So then I had to manually import all items, buildings to the save, which is a stupid thing to try, but in the end it worked, using some R scripts and spending way too much time doing that. But I think it's still faster than actually doing it manually and building it in-game. Not entirely sure, but I think it is, especially with all the wiring. But yeah, we're almost back. The flares did their job actually. We can stop them from boiling the base. So this will allow the chicken to hatch. We will call it Bob the 5th, because the previous 4 versions of Bob died. This looks quite cool actually. Can we just stick them anywhere? No. Yeah, it was a stupid thing to try, but I'm happy I did, because apparently it works. But I will show you, because the current atmosphere is... Yeah, so the version is now the all-terrain version, and I don't really keep up with the changes. But the important bit is that the terrain version still has deep miners, and all the things that we need for a project to work. So, pumping CO2 in the atmosphere, modifying plants to be able to grow in low temperature, low pressure, and hopefully being able to convert CO2 into O2 so that we can breathe in this atmosphere. Right, so now it's very cold outside, so we definitely want to get more CO2 in the atmosphere. So once we secured things in this base, that they're functional again, we will switch to the other base and get the CO2 pump working again. Essentially digging up coal and burning it in the atmosphere. I did modify the Terraformer mod, so actually it's a mod, because I multiplied the release of carbon in the atmosphere. I had a little test and I realized it will take like a mega base to pump the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere required for a change, which is fair enough, but I think it won't be very nice to watch me build a mega base and do that, especially when I later on realized that maybe there is a mistake and it actually doesn't work. So for now I just modified it and multiplied the effect by, I think, 30 or something, which I think should be more or less balanced for us to see some effect with a small setup like we have. So if I did that correctly, because I'm not a modder, I just asked AI to change it. If I did that correctly, then you just have to imagine that we have to do the amount of work times 30. Right. Chicken base. So we won't go and stare if the chicken is actually hatching. We believe it will. We still have some spare eggs, so that's not a problem. The thing we want to keep an eye on is if our plant will survive, because we don't have a lot of those. We transferred our genetically modified plant from our old save to this one. So basically we only have 2. Those should not die. But it's not damaged anymore, so it's actually very happy, it's thriving, apart from the darkness bit. So just to show that this plant can withstand low temperature and low pressure. Oh, it was still on. So minus 26 degrees is still fine, and 11 kilopascal pressure is also fine. So hopefully we were able to modify it a bit more and then continue. But for now we just want it to grow and be happy. But yeah, I think we can leave this alone for a while. Looks like it's more or less equilibrium. We could quickly modify like this temperature script and switch it from, what was it? It says 27, but it's 28 I guess, to 40, so we just add 12. I guess we only need 35, right? So we just add, what is it, 7? 8. Let's do 36. My dog is making noise. Not sure if that's picked up by the mic, but I hope it is. That's not happy about something. Unknown. Right. What's wrong at that line? At line 11? This is the temperature script, right? Set vent on. So maybe I didn't tweak the screws yet. Unknown at line 11. Strange. Temperature sensor is so should I just put like D1? Maybe that's what it, maybe it doesn't like the alias. Nope, still doesn't like it. Well, you can go and complain all by yourself. We just head out to the other base and ignore this problem. Check the plan once more and we leave. Please don't die, plant. Probably do some eating and drinking. So let's see. Not sure how the terraforming works. If you raise the planet pressure, does that mean the temperature will drop less at night? I think it does, but I don't know fully either. We will just have to find out if this is what we're looking for. I admit it's not the most efficient way of using our time, but it should be fine. We'll just create a thick blanket of CO2 and hope that that will solve our problems. I just realized that we probably don't have a autolathe at the other base. Well, let's first go there. We'll probably run into more problems. So this is supposed to be our power line. Should finalize the last bit as well. But the idea is that we generate more energy than we need by digging up coal and burning it, so that we can transfer excess power, while pumping CO2 in the air and raising the planet's temperature. So let's see if we manage to get that going, because the current value of CO2 in the atmosphere is 8.6. So that's game default. The problem with this pit is that it's spawned in the middle of a mountain. Because we just transferred things without changing their position, so it's now looks like some caved in old base, which I guess is kind of cool. Strange that the solar panels work actually. Let's dig those out at least, so that things look a bit more realistic. Right. So this looks like a complete mess. It is. I think we start by doing some digging. That sounds like that's the right thing to do. I should watch out because there's no battery charger here, so that's a bit of a problem. But we still have some time. All right, let's see. So there's an ancient Dell Thunder PC. I forgot what it was doing. I think the sorting script it was managing actually. Does it still have that? It does. But we're out of power. We should probably then save the solar panels or something. So maybe they aren't actually working because the batteries are giving some kind of error. Tempted to use mining explosives, but that can only go horribly wrong. I think here we should use some patience. What would be fun if we create like some kind of script that measures the maximum value of CO2 in the atmosphere or something, or like the minimum, so that we can keep track of what's going on. Maybe create a graph, if that's possible. I know that some people create like very fancy scripts to make some cool things on display. Now, I'm personally not interested to know how to make such a script, but I'm sure we can find one and modify it to have some cool graph of how we change the atmosphere. Should probably wear the mining belt as well. Get it! Is it set on flattening or something? It is set on flattening, great. Thought it was acting up strange. Now things look a bit smarter. Alright. Yeah, we should change probably the title of this stream and go like, we discovered this ancient colony and we are trying to restore it. So in theory you can actually open the world XLM file that's in your Stationeers saves and just copy the content from a new save to an old save. The problem that you will encounter though is that all new structures are not recognized in the old game and they will flash an error. That sounds like a cool background story. Yeah, the Discover Old Colony. Should be a scenario, right? How to fix it. Could be a nice tutorial as well. But yeah, if you just copy paste all structures from like a new save to an old save, it will lead to massive problems. So you get all sorts of errors popping up. So what I turned out doing is write an R script to just copy paste one type of structure at a time. So all iron frames, all iron windows, and strangely enough you still get some errors because the positioning of things is somehow messed up. But then the game all of a sudden helps you a little bit because it will tell you which reference ID is actually causing the problem, so you can just delete that and problem solved. Alright, so this looks a bit better. Now of course the sun is gone, so you can ask yourself how useful this was. But for tomorrow it will surely make a change. I don't know, maybe we'll still play around with mining charges. First check out the blast radius and then try to see if we can fix this a little bit. I don't care if it blows up the power line, but it would be nice if the solar panels survive. I never really played around with those, to be honest. Alright, well, we have a bit more clearing. Let's just dig up some coal and start the generator. That's the easiest way to start things. Can we still find some before the sun disappears completely? Maybe. Is that coal? Can't see. Looks like it. It's not. It's cobalt. Darn. And what about these fancy ores? That looks like coal. We got some. Alright. Remember the direction? 120. Yeah, so my dreams were crushed when I realized that our plan wasn't working anymore. So I did everything in my power to try to restore them. And it might just work. We have one more chance. We're almost full on coal actually. I think one stack is enough, so let's just head back. While we can still see a little bit where we're going. There we go, deep miners. So do we still have a generator? Nope, that's not great. There is nothing here. Alright, so I guess we know what we have to do. We have to go back to the old base and print some things. Because currently there is nothing we can do here. But then it should be a matter of time before we get things running again. So there's still a staircase, it looks like. It's a surprise where it's leading to. So here we have a silo, and still connected to all the sorters it seems. Yeah, they're even still switched on, so that's quite cool. So this is all intact. Centrifuges are fine. Deep miners are there. Yeah, it looks like we have like 90% of all things left still. No, worse. You don't want to know what I did. Mix up my seats. I went back to the pre-terrain version to get the terraformer mod working, and this cost me a lot of time. But if it works, I would be happy to do it all over again. So yeah, so the terraformer mod, that's my fixation of the moment. I want to get that working. And it looks like it is working. But we will get our coal burners up and running, and then we see if that's actually true. So getting the mod working was easy. It's just it's explained how to do that actually. And modified it a bit more to multiply the CO2 emission impact, so that we don't have to set up a base that will take me another month to set up. Yeah, this is indeed our power line. But the annoying bit is to transfer my base from the old save, well, from the new version to back to the pre-terrain version. So that took me a lot of time. I did it by in R, by transferring bits of code while monitoring for errors. Not sure if that's faster than just building it in creative, but this is what we did. So we're still missing some things. So let's see if we can introduce those. I cheated back some resource that we have, not realizing that this is a stack of 500 actually. I thought it was 50, so apologies for that little cheat. But yeah. The goal now is not to create resources, but to get this terraforming going. So I think we can get away with it. That's not... I didn't cheat like new metals in or something. Generator. I think it's the electric printer, right? Yeah. Yeah, it will be cool if it works actually. So if it works, then I will make a video, I think, to explain what I did. If people want to play that as well. I might just upload like a world or something if that's easier. I don't know. Solid generator. That's why we need to iron for. It's too shiny. Right, so we need those back. Also, we want our turbines back, actually. This is going to take a while. So, how to create those again? With steel. Will you do genetic splicing? We already have some planned lines. I transferred 2. It's good actually that you mention it, because I don't know if they're surviving. So that's something we should check actually. So I transferred like the genetically bred plants from the old save back to the new one. We were already quite far with getting those to the right temperature. So they could withstand like minus 33. In this new world that value got changed a little bit. Because the minimum value here is it's strange. Yeah, it's still happy. So in the new world that value translates to minus 26 degrees, whereas currently it's minus 80 outside. So we have some some process to be made, which hopefully we get there with the CO2. Please hatch, chicken. We need you. Wouldn't it be cool if we got that going actually? So we got like the CO2 in the atmosphere, the plants growing there generating O2, and then maybe even roaming chickens. And then we just need to wait like a million years and then it's Jurassic Park. A million years of evolution to take place. Maybe that's how it all started, right? Some out of hand experiment on Mars. Alien livestock, yeah. That's what went wrong. They just forgot about that project on Mars. Or on Earth, I guess. What about the chicken experiment? Oh, I forgot about it. Alright. Let's go back to the printing. It's probably like 20 fuel generators there now. Stop! Stop what you're doing. Just one? No. We needed 2 actually. This is the slowest printing I've ever seen. Should have checked before I stopped it actually. Alright, wind turbine. It's also from this thing, right? Of course it is. But we also needed like a battery charger, which I guess we still have. And that's it, I guess. Or one fancy motherboard as well, actually. So how are you doing, Mixomycetes? Any cool projects going on Stationeers? You good? Nice to hear. Hydroponics on Vulcan. Can you remind me what horrible conditions Vulcan is again? It's like 2000 degrees now. It's like 200 or something. This one we want. Some copper. Let's see, Vulcan is 100 to 500 Celsius. That sounds a bit brutal. And volatiles in the atmosphere, right, so one wrong move and everything blows up. Sounds like a nice place to live. What makes you go there? So what's your goal? To escape it and go to a nicer planet? Or... It's okay. Good solar production, yeah. I guess wind turbines doesn't really make much sense on that planet, right? With Mars, with the storms, it's nicer. Or are there still storms on Vulcan? To make it like that extra bit horrible. You start with a tank of cold nitrogen. Ah, that's nice. Also storms. Also! Of course! Why make like a nice planet while you can have this? Alright, so I think we had like 3 of those on that tower. Should probably check it out. So this requires some steel to construct and cable. So we have the cable, we just need the steel sheets. And acid storms. Really? That sounds brutal. Nice, we got a bot. Say hi to the bot. Brutal will be stretched for you. You kept your eggs alive even. That's impressive. Alright. We'll wait for this one extra turbine and then we quickly move out. Because we have daylight. Where do we make actually the other lathe? Can this one print another one? It can. It just needs a bunch of crap. Copper. Where do we leave all? Oh, it spit it out, right. And gold. One please. Alright, let's stick with 3 for now. We'll take some plastic sheets. Too bad we don't have a crate or something. We get like a cardboard box. Would be smart perhaps. Oh, this is slow going. Alright, let's first install the wind turbines. And then we'll back. So, replicating on the lathe. Yeah, watch out so it doesn't go crazy and take over the world. This is the wrong one. It's just not the size I had in mind. Well, I guess we'll take these for now. I always make this stupid mistake. Why do they take so long to print though? Stupid piece of scrap metal. Oh, this is very impressive looking. I always do this. Ah, the upright I made. Stupid. Well, it's fine. We have an excuse to run away. Hurry up, printer. You're too slow. Yeah, I guess I do understand the naming. So this one can only be built upright, but is that actually true? But the other one also, right? You cannot have like a huge wind turbine on its side, pretending to be just a normal van. Come on, you can do it. Last bit. We need some steel plates probably as well. Nope, the other one, iron. Nice, they're done. Run! It has an upright rotor, whereas the other ones have sideway rotor. Alright, so someone on a Friday just thought this would be the name for it. The There was actually a little word joke in the code while I looked at it, but I cannot remember it. Something to do with like... yeah, I think it was steel wall. And it was named something like walls of steel or something, like some stupid pun. Which I had a small laugh about when I delved into the code. I will see if I can find that. Had to do with the iron or steel walls or frames or something. In the world XML file. Probably someone wrote that and go like, nobody will ever find out about this. And then there's me, who spent way too much time on getting things going. This is it. The important thing of building these things is that you will always forget to switch them on. So this time, we'll be smart. Alright. Everything seems to be in place. There's just no way of us adding coal to this place. Or can we access the sorter? Maybe we can. Not the tool belt, the mining belt. Can we just... No. But we can do that in the generator itself, right? We go secretly... Yeah. Right. Alright. So that is doing something. So the atmosphere we should... Well, we started with 8.6. Let's see if we end up with 8.7 or something of moles of CO2. The naming of it, the solar panels naming is confusing as hell too. Yeah, the solar panels always get me. Always make a mistake with those. Someone should make a mod, like clear naming or something. Although that's a little bit of an insult to the programmers, I guess. But yeah. Would help me a lot though. Yay, we can print shit again. We're slowly turning this into a nice base. Ah yeah, so if you're wondering why this looks shitty, why everything is covered in dirt, it's because we manually moved our save game and it turned out to be spawning into a mountain. So that's why. A deep miner and a coal burner. It looks good, yeah, it looks like we discovered some ancient lab or something. Yeah, so we have like a deep miner connected to centrifuges, which apparently are spinning already. So I guess the script is automatically, yeah, it's doing things. Not sure if that's working all well, but yeah, so these are then sorting ores, and the coal is split off and automatically burned to keep our energy going. And we'll find out if that's going well. And I then hope that the CO2 in the atmosphere will increase. That's the whole purpose of this setup. And if we create more power than we need, then we can siphon it off to the other base. So that's the general idea. Four centrifuge, one deep miner. Yeah, there's another deep miner actually. So it's... It's there. Did you not see that? How is that possible? Do you need glasses? But yeah, I think the 4 centrifuges for 2 deep miners is a bit too few actually. Anyway. Indeed, well blended in. The cobalt and uranium, yeah. Well, it's funny you should ask, because, of course, in all the rubble, there is a bit more base. But wait, there's more! Because over here, there's a silo. So this is where all the other crap goes. And I'm not sure how to access it. Hey, there's even an LED display. Nice. Yeah, so there's a little lever under here, which we cannot really access now. So that's a bit of an oversight. Guess We shouldn't build our silos this way. Yeah, that's true. It's still the same silo, the sideways silo. I just transferred everything. How do we get to the silo though? Tunneling like a mole. There we go, now we can access the lever. Should probably make a button for that. Well, we fixed it. So yeah, this bit is working. The LED is counting... should be counting the number of processed ores in the centrifuge. Which is incorrect, because there's more than 13. So I think this uses the script with the mistake still? I don't know. Let's find out. So we swap you out for a minute. Can get rid of this actually. Import maybe? Yep. So this is the bit to load centrifuges, the LED, and then checking the reagents in the centrifuges. So here we load the reagents per centrifuge. They're all starting in the closed position. Printing the number of reagents in centrifuge 1. And then it jumps to all these centrifuges and checks if there's fewer than 49 reagents. It can go up to 400, so we might actually improve this, but last time we had major issues getting this running in the first place. So if there's more than 49, it should open and then jump to the next bit. If not, it should just jump to the next bit. So we should check if this is centrifuge 1, centrifuge 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3. This is actually wrong. This should go to centrifuge number 4. This is copy pasting, this is why that's a bit of an issue. So that's 3, 3, 4, 4, and then 4, 4, and back to start. So that's actually correct. No, we don't want to do that actually. We want to go to sleep. And in this last bit we also want to go to sleep. Keep all the bits open for at least 40 seconds and then jump back to the start. I think that's what we want to do. So let's see what you wrote a lot. You need 5 for 2 deep minus, alright. So it loads centrifuge 1 amount, 933 should be 2. Is that still the case? Well, I think you spotted the same mistake as I did, right? Yeah, alright. So let's see if this works actually. What's the error? Unknown line at 24? Shush. What's 24? Ah, we probably didn't set the LED yet with the screwdriver. Let's check it out. That makes sense why the LED was not displaying anything. 77, alright. So that could be correct actually. But then it would make sense if this now shuts off and clears its inventory. The code is always a tad slow. Could go to 300 and drop till below 10. Ah, yeah. That would be nicer indeed if you have like a margin. I don't know how to explain, but that indeed would make sense. But actually it's doing something, so now it should be able to clear its inventory for at least 40 seconds. This thing is just doing nonsense, but it will catch up, I think. Why? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong centrifuge or something. Not sure if... I don't think this one actually got any dirty ores. This one is doing things. So we should now see things disappearing. Yeah, it looks like it's working actually. Just doesn't have insufficient time to clear all of its contents, but it's fine, it will sort itself out because it had a bit too many resources to start with. Apparently still has 40 left. I'm positive that this will sort itself out. Do we open them all up together? Not really, because we are trusting on the chaos element in the code. So essentially it will jump lines until some centrifuge is like containing at least 49 ores. So they should always be out of sync, I guess. That's the idea. Not sure if it's true. Can we print? We cannot print anything, right? We don't have any smelter here. That's another oversight. So we should probably get one. Which is fine, because we shouldn't be staying here too long. But at least things are on the move now. So there are at least ores being sorted, coal being burned, and at some point we should see the CO2 rise, if everything is going according to plan. Or a little outpost. Alright. Should I start up the second deep miner? I think I'll wait on. Yeah, I'll wait a little bit. Because it looks like the energy is still dropping. So we need a bit of a startup period to get things in equilibrium. Let's go back to the other base. And we should not forget to bring like a furnace or something.
Power low.
And our power is low. So here the CO2 is completely different. Right. So I'm curious, do you think our egg has hatched? It's there for like a day now? And maybe our plant finally started growing as well? Or it died and then we will be super sad. Things are flashing errors, that's not nice. Not sure what's going on. But this is not the time to find out. We'll just continue like nothing is wrong. And we will find problems later on. Let's see. There's a plant. Not a chicken though. So maybe this wiki says something about the eggs. It requires temperature between 35 and 45. Ah shit, we're over. We should get the temperature script working then. Well, we just do it manually for now. Yeah. Well, let's see if we can quickly fix that. Why did I pick up the egg? That's not nice. So there was some problem with this script as well. Scripting is great fun, really. Can definitely recommend it. So we load up temperature sensor and event. And we load up the actual temperature. This should be the vent. We want it to start in the off position, and if the temperature is bigger than a certain value, which I guess now is like 30 something degrees. It's 34, which is wrong I guess. Then it will vent for a bit in this part of the script, which I guess we will also call vent then. And then jumps back to start and repeat. So there's really no way this script can fail, but for some reason it does flash an error. So this is a gas sensor, which is correct, that can detect the temperature. And this is the active air conditioning, which is not called like that, so that's maybe the problem. Because we moved it, so that makes a lot of sense. Air code, something like that. Oh, that's actually the exact naming? No, it's not. This is the correct naming. So now things are working again. Cool. Well, unfortunately, I spent most of my time today fixing the mod, so I think we will continue next time. I'm a little bit sad about that. Now I want to keep playing, but well, that's life. So, I will continue tomorrow, probably around a similar time, and I hope we will see then if the terraforming is going to work or not. I'm very excited about this. I have new hope that we can colonize Mars with both chickens and plants. That will be the ultimate goal. So yeah, thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for subscribing even. That's very kind of you. And I hope to see you another time. But for now, bye bye.